1 in 4 people in Canada are currently living with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. Complications for prediabetes and type 2 diabetes include blindness, kidney failure, nerve damage, heart disease, and stroke, along with a higher risk for overall mortality. But there's good news. There is a way to treat it that doesn't cost any money and is accessible to everyone. That magical medicine is exercise. On my slide, there's a graph that shows blood glucose levels along the y-axis and time across the x-axis. This graph shows a pre-diabetic's blood glucose levels for a day they don't exercise, the solid white line, versus a day they do exercise, the dotted green line. The higher and more frequent peaks in blood glucose seen on the day that this person didn't exercise would eventually lead to the complications and increased mortality risk I spoke of earlier. As you can see though, one bout of exercise improves blood glucose levels substantially across the entire day. The trouble is, like any medication, to keep seeing these benefits, you have to keep doing it. Recent statistics in Canada state that only about 1 in 6 adults are regularly active. So my research looks at how can we help these people to exercise more. One of the reasons exercise is so difficult is that for people who aren't regular exercisers, starting and maintaining an exercise regimen requires high levels of self-regulation. Using self-regulatory skills can help people overcome this barrier. And one of these skills is self-monitoring, and that's what I focused on. So for my thesis, I taught a group of adults with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes how to self-monitor their exercise, and in addition, how to self-monitor their blood glucose. I provided participants with devices called continuous glucose monitors that allowed them to see graphs of their real-time blood glucose levels across the day, similar to the graph on my slide. I hypothesized that by learning how to self-monitor blood glucose, this would provide practice and make it easier to learn how to self-monitor exercise. And also, seeing firsthand the benefit of exercise on blood glucose may motivate these people to want to exercise more. As a standard care condition, I provided a separate group of pre-diabetics and type 2 diabetics with general health information. So what I found, when I compared those who were self-monitoring their exercise and blood glucose with the standard care condition, those that were self-monitoring were doing more minutes of exercise, as well as a greater frequency of exercise bouts per week. And this was true directly following the 8-week intervention, as well as 1 month after the intervention had ended. Based on these results, I'd say that if exercise is the medicine that is going to help pre-diabetics and type 2 diabetics better control their blood glucose, then maybe the best way to administer that medicine is by teaching these people how to self-monitor. Thank you.